Hey guys, welcome back to another War of the Visions video, and today is a momentous day for my account because today is my 400th day playing War of the Visions, and it's after 400 days, War of the Visions has definitely changed a lot, and I'm glad that it's still going strong, and here's to more days, months, and years to come, hopefully. So for today, I just wanted to do an account overview to follow up my pre-anniversary account overview, just because I think that it's 400 days, and then we're basically out of the anniversary phase now, and we're going into King Mons and stuff. But for this for this video, I also wanted to just map out my future plans as a free-to-play player, and what units I'm going for really leading up to FF7, as we all know. And so yeah, let's get started with my account review for 400 days. So to start off with units, my unit box significantly changed since the last account overview, being that we got all these shard banners, the 5 guaranteed UR banners, and also the vision card banners, but we'll go to that later. And as you can see, I only have one 120 unit right now, and I'm okay with that, to be honest. Yuna, she's been great, especially if you're not on the receiving end of Yuna, but I haven't been using her that much in arena, just because I like testing out unique comps in arena. But in guild battle and class matches, I have been using her, and she's been doing great, to be honest. Yeah, and she's also very good in PvE with her heals and AoE moves. And as you can see in my Diablos video, she was actually really helpful in Diablos raid, and that was one of my first raids I could fully auto. So yeah, Yuna's great. Going on to Titus. I don't know if I want to take Titus to EX exactly. I know he's really strong, and everyone knows he's really strong, but I just don't really have his vision card, or I didn't really chase for it. And in terms of vision cards, I don't really have that many attack-based vision cards that high level yet, so I'm gonna put Titus at 99 for now, and I'll just keep him there. But if I want to ever EX him, I'll obviously put him in the barracks with Yuna, just so I can get double Mind Spheres every day, or 4 Mind Spheres every day. And yeah, so going down, this block didn't change that much. I haven't been using Garble a lot, just because of the arena map so far, and the new guild battle map too, with magic resistance up that will be coming out. I have been using Sakura though, because everyone pairs Sakura with Yuna, and I just realized I never maxed out Sakura's job. I should probably do that, but I did finally get Frederica to 99 since the last account overview, and this is in preparation for EX Frederica. I do have 200 Mind Spheres of her, and I do plan on using the selection tickets that were given out just to get those last 200 Mind Spheres. I did get 9S to LB5 just yesterday. I'll be holding off on his EX job as well. I do have like 140 near mine spheres, and I'll just get 200 mine spheres and then take him to 115, and then I'll probably stop him there. I don't really know if I want to invest 200 more mine spheres just for a new ability and level 120, but 9S has been really good actually. Ever since I leveled Ifrit, he's been dealing a good amount of damage. And so moving on, we have Dwayne. Dwayne is really close to LB5. He's about 12 shards away, so 6 more days and I'll have LB5 Dwayne as a free to play. And that's really nice. And then Agrius, I really like using her. I've been using her in guild battle actually, yeah. I've been using Yuna, Agrius, and Sakura. And Agrius has been really solid unit. And I think she's still very solid. Maybe she'll fall out soon, but I highly doubt it. She's just really good. And hopefully I get her LB5 one day. And moving on. 99 Odoa, Katone. Maybe I might use them, like try out the Drain Force, but who knows. And then last fall, I'm really close to LB5 last fall. And Ruinstern, I've actually started working on Ruinstern, both with hard quests and barracks, just because I did go in for Omega, and I got Omega to 3-star. And yeah, I just wanted more dark units to work with, and like what cards to put on Omega. And so I'm just working on Ruinstern now, and yeah. And that's really it for URs. This latter half, not really focused on. Elsorel actually. Oh yeah, Rain 2. Rain 2, I stopped working on Rain just because, spoiler alert, I do want to get Charlotte, but we'll talk about that later. And for Elsorel here, I'm actually really close to LB5 Elsorel, and that's just off of random polls. So I did start working on her hard quests just to get her to LB5 one day, who knows? And yeah, but that's really it for URs, and on to MRs. My MR box has actually been moving up quite a bit, and you can tell that from my 120 Mon. 120 Mon, he's good. If you're newer, you should definitely build him. He's very cheap to build, and he's a pretty good tank. And then we have Seymour here. If you've seen my recent Seymour videos, I've quite enjoyed using him. He's definitely surprised me. I didn't think he would like be that strong, and he's one of the characters that excited me, that I was excited to use leading up to like building him, and I really haven't felt that ever since like I got Landu. And yeah, and one thing I have been working on is like getting shards for my MR units, more specifically with like Fina. Actually no, more specifically with Marielle and Leviel, which is the Earth Black Mage. And this is really towards gearing towards the selection quests. I will be trying my best to complete the selection quests and getting up all my MR units so I can use them for the selection quests. And to be honest, I'm quite excited for the selection quest, honestly. just because I think from time to time I do like some of the PvE content that is put out, and I think with the selection quest it will really challenge like how well you can play the game and like how well you can use the characters. So overall, I've been working on like getting the shards for my MR units, and I will probably build Phoebe instead of Elstra just because I'm really low on Elstra shards. But otherwise I would build Elstra, but we'll have to skip out on Elstra for the light selection quest. But yeah, I'm just excited to do the selection quest and get like the free units, especially Camille, because I am a fan of Dragoon units. And yeah, that is my unit box. So yeah. Okay, moving on to vision cards. My vision cards definitely took a gigantic leap in getting boosted, and I'd really say it's thanks to the guaranteed UR pulls and the shard pulls. And since then, I only had like Odin maxed, I think, and the vision card. No, this was, yeah, I had this maxed and the Odin card maxed, but that was my only maxed vision card. So since then, I got Fenrir maxed, Skahal maxed, Ramu maxed, and Siren maxed, and I have a good number of 3-star vision cards now with like Omega, Helena, Solidus, Ifrit, and Trousseau. And yeah, I've been really enjoying like having high level vision cards since I am free to play. And thankfully enough, a lot of the vision cards that I got definitely gears more towards magic, which is good for me since I do run a fair bit of magic teams. But hopefully one day I do get a bit more like attack damage cards, more specifically with like Frederica's Dream, maxing Ifrit, maxing Omega, getting more Screaming Miraga. I really hope I get those. And as for like evade vision cards, I don't really have those built up just yet, just because RNG, you know. So evade for my account is definitely a long ways to go. But yeah, I do hope I get like more Aion, Titan, because spoiler alert, once again, I will also be going for Cloud for the best of my ability. And yeah, vision cards, I do hope I get more of them, just because I do think if I do max out more UR vision cards, that will be useful for selection quests in the upcoming future. Even though we're locked to like MR or SR units, I don't think the vision cards are locked specifically. So if I do get more powerful vision cards, they will probably be helpful in completing those quests. And yeah. So to move on, Espers, we don't really need to go over Espers. And so we'll go over to equipment. And equipment, to be honest, I think I've been doing pretty good with equipment. With like the Gomia coat +5 and Titus necklace +5, and then basically purple lightning +5. But I don't have the materials to build it quite yet. But I've been able to like farm pretty hardcore because of just the account boost I got from the guaranteed UR pulls. And yeah, I think my equipment box is looking pretty good. And also, I did get enough recipes for an elf cloak +5, but once again, I don't have the materials for it, so one day. But some pretty good equipment. One of the more recent ones I've built is the healing mace +5 for Eldyra. 2 victorious contracts, both critical and assault, and a cruel arrogance assault +5. I probably won't be going for another +5 cruel arrogance, just because I do have a +4 wind spear, which I think it's still pretty good. And yeah, my equipment box is pretty good, and it might be helpful to get more stronger equipment as well for my MR units for the selection quest. And I'm really banking in on doing the selection quests for the future, just because I think it's probably the content I'll enjoy the most looking ahead. But with like future raids coming out, hopefully I'll be able to auto farm those as well. But I think it's really up to how I build my teams, because I do have a lot of strong units, and it's really up to how I use them. Especially with, I think Glacial is coming up next. But I don't really have a firebox here except Seymour. So we'll see how those raids go in the future, but that is it for the account overview part. So moving on to my plans for the future as a free-to-play player, there's definitely a lot of good units that are coming up, and they might be very meta-defining, but obviously I can't chase them all as a free-to-play player, so I'll say what I'll be going for just straight up right now, and that will be Black Rose Helena, Charlotte, and Cloud. And on the side, I'll work on like Camille, and then Viraga, and then maybe the free UR Time Mage Remute, but we'll have to see. And those are the units I'll be working on. But looking at right now, which is the day before King Mont comes out, I will have to unfortunately skip King Mont, even though I like his design. I like his Berserk LB, but as of right now, I don't think it would be smart to go for King Mont. Just because Black Rose Helena is gonna come like very soon right after him. And I do know my firebox is kind of like empty, but hopefully I do get King Mont one day. And actually, like, the only non-limited UR I don't have in my account right now is like Venera, and that's kind of crazy because Venera like came out a really long time ago, and yeah, I just still don't have her. So hopefully King Mont is not the same. I just randomly get him one day, hopefully. And yeah, good luck to anyone who's going for King Mont. I think he's a really good unit, really good overall tank. Kind of like regular Mont, but regular Mont can't really take magic hits. And maybe King Mont is definitely gonna be a bit better in that department. But yeah, King Mont is overall still a good tank, and probably one of the best until like Warrior of Light EX comes out, but we'll see. And then after King Mont will be Luel, which is like the Earth Scholar Mage, and I will be skipping her because I was never really interested in her, and not really interested in Earth units overall as a whole, so that's an easy skip for me. But right after her, the big unit is going to be Black Rose Helena, and I will be saving all I can for Black Rose Helena, at least like to pull on like her 9-step if a 9-step is coming. And I just wanted to pull her just because I do have Dwayne, and I think that would be a very, very sick combo. Yeah, Black Rose Helena, I think she's gonna be really nice to go along with my Dwayne. And just because I don't want to run like a whole mono dark team, but just the 2 of Dwayne Helena, I think that will be really nice to pair along with really any 3rd unit. And yeah, so after Helena though, we have EX Warrior of Light. That is an easy skip for me because I hate Warrior of Light, and I think I have some pretty decent tanks already, and like Agrius, Engelbert, Dwayne's like a bruiser tank, and then I have magic tanks and Agrius once again, Dario, I guess, and then like regular mod is good for tanking overall. But really, because I have Agrius, I don't really need to go for any more tanks as of right now, and I'm really good on the tank department. So right after Warrior of Light EX though, Camille and his selection quest is coming out, and as I've already said, I've been prepping for the selection quest, and I will be trying my best to get Camille to say at least like 115, you know, or 99, because I think I have a really big interest in like Dragoon units, and I think as an overall character, Camille is pretty cool. Some of you guys might hate him though, because he might be a bit annoying, but just because he's a Dragoon, I think he's a really interesting character to use. But right after Camille is gonna be perhaps an EX Dwayne, and this is following like the JP schedule. And with EX Dwayne, hopefully I will probably go for the 120 Dwayne. Depending on how much Viz I have by the time it comes out, hopefully I can take him to 120, but if it's like too draining, I'll probably just put him in the barracks and slowly build him to 120. And at the very least, I would like to get him to at least 115, which is 200 shards after level 99. And yeah. So after EX Dwayne though, we have Kawa and Mure, or more. And to be honest, I was a bit interested in building more before Charlotte was announced, just because I think she looks like a very cool unit. Aesthetically, her design is pretty good. I really like her design. That being like scholar-like and stuff, like a wizard. And yeah. But I will unfortunately be skipping more, just because right after more is like Charlotte, and I will be pulling for Charlotte. So skipping Cowboy and more, right after is Muraga, and I am also prepping for Muraga's selection quest by building Levile, and not so sure if I'll be taking to Muraga, if I'll be taking Muraga to like 115 or 120, but I think looking at like Cabbage's arena videos, I think he looks pretty beefy, pretty like a hard-hitting attacker, and I really like that like feel of Miraga so far. So maybe. So from Miraga, we have Charlotte, and I will be going all in with my free-to-play viz to get Charlotte, just because back when I played the original FFBE, Charlotte was by far my favorite unit, and like her 3-star form, I leveled her up like all the way. I used her unironically in like trials and bosses, and she was just great. And then like when her second version came out with the first CG animation, I also built her up. And when I actually quit FFBE, those were the 2 units I put up as my friends list, being in like the original Charlotte and then like the 6-star Charlotte or 7-star. And I do know that in Japan, JP FFBE, they just like recently released NV Charlotte a couple months ago with like, she's more like attack based and stuff. I don't know, but I'm glad she's still getting attention from the FFBE game, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people do love Charlotte as well. So I will be going all in for her. Maybe, depending on how much I have. Because right after Charlotte, we have Velric and Remute. And to be honest, still, I'm quite interested in Remute, just because she's a UR Dark Time Mage. And it's the Time Mage part that's really interesting to me, because I think Time Mages are really powerful jobs, and if you slap UR on top of that, she must be good, right? And maybe I'll build Remute, maybe take her to 99. She is like a free handout unit like Cowl, but depending on like how much viz I have after Charlotte, we'll have to see if I do build her or not. But for like the banners and like Velric, I will be skipping him because I'm not that interested in him, and my icebox is kind of barren as well. So yeah. And then right after Velric and Remute, we have FF7, and the only character I'm interested in FF7 for the collab is Cloud, because when I played and beat FF7, my 3 characters that I brought to beat Sephiroth was Cloud, Red 13, and Sid. And my favorite character in FF7 is Red 13. So, while Sid and Red 13 are not in the collab, maybe in like a second part collab, so I will be going for Cloud, just because I think his like defense penetration and like raw attack is definitely gonna make him an interesting character to use. And if I pair like Cloud and Charlotte together, I think that'll definitely be a pretty good combo. And hopefully, I do know Cloud has like a 40k pity or something, and hopefully I don't have to go that far just to save for him, but maybe in case, I might just save a good amount just to make sure I do get Cloud, because he is limited. So really depending on the near end of this roadmap, depending on my viz, who knows if I'll get Charlotte, who knows if I get Cloud. But as of right now, the only thing I'm looking forward to is saving for Black Rose Helena. And so, yeah, that is the roadmap, to be honest, and that is really it from me. Depending on how much viz will be given out, how much Viz I can get. We'll see if I will have enough for Black Rose Helena. But that is it from my end. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.